Hey guys, Carton97 again. This time with a review of the 100 scale Vigna Ghina from the F91 movie. For colors, you'll immediately notice this kinda shiny silverish gray that we have for almost the entire mobile suit. Seriously, almost everything is a very nice shiny silverish color. Looks quite nice, though I guess you could also make the argument that it makes the model look a little bit more cheap because in the right lighting, for example, you will see that some of the inside where things connect. So it's nice in some ways, but yeah, it kind of depends on what your personal preferences are. So that's really either a win or a lose for you. Other than the silverish gray, we of course have the normal gray for the hands, thrusters, the beam rifle, some joints and other small things all over the body. And finally, we also have these gray polycap hoses, also two here and then some more on the shoulders. And to round it all up, we have a very nice translucent blue visor. And now you might be thinking to yourself, hey, doesn't that look quite green on the camera? Is my camera acting up again? No, because now we're getting to the stickers, and underneath the blue visor is a yellow sticker. Why a yellow sticker? I have no idea. Why not just mold it in green? My personal theory is when you look at kind of the line art for this mobile suit, you will see that the visor is a very dark green bluish color. So I guess Bandai couldn't decide where to go with green or with blue, so they decided to give us both in like one way or another. It does look kind of nifty when you look at it from the side because it looks green kind of on the inside, but then on the outside it's blue. So it does have a rather nice effect. And then for other normal stickers, we have one purple one that wraps around his mohawk. We have the crossbone symbol here, one sticker that wraps around here and on the other side. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stickers for the feet, and those are all the ones I apply because we do get 2 more. Excuse me, we still get 4 more stickers. Ooh, twice the amount. So these 2 are for the tops of the hands, and if you've seen any of my other F91 model kit reviews, you know that these are absolute shite. They will stay on the top, but on the side they're going to peel off in less than 15 minutes. And just the concept of these just really amused me. You have to put these stickers on the other stickers, which really begs the question, why not just mold this on that sticker and then give us a separate thing like this on the water slide sheet? Because you're still giving us the same amount of stickers, but why just make this a normal sticker? Really. Then, like I said, we also get some nice water slide decals, some numbers, we get a crossbow and vanguard insignia here, and then all the rest is pretty much watch out for this, watch out for that. There's a thruster over there in case you hadn't noticed this giant thing that's sticking out that might just blow out something hot. So it is preferable that you don't stand underneath it or directly in front of it. Onwards with the articulation, head goes up, down, turns around all the way, and you will see that it doesn't like to turn that much, and when you're turning it, you have the constant feeling that you're twisting it off, and that you're just gonna all of a sudden just have the head, and that you ripped it off. And that is because they did something unique with this kit, and unfortunately not unique in a good way. When you look here, you see that the entire peg here is a polycap. What they did with all the other F91 kits is you get the peg molded on the body, so it's just plastic, and then you get one of those round polycaps where it goes in. And that is a lot sturdier, and it also feels a lot nicer. Like I said, it really isn't a nice feeling turning this around. Like I said, you're constantly worrying that you are ripping the head off, and that is absolutely not nice. Putting the awkward head aside, going on to the other parts of articulation, arm turns around all the way. This flap here moves out about that far, and then the arm can go up about this far. Then goes up not quite 90 degrees at all, so there's more like 60 degrees. Unfortunately, just a single joint does turn around above the elbow. Then this flap here also moves to give the hand a little bit more articulation. We'll turn around, it's on a ball joint as usual, and as with all the F91 kits, we get the 3 fingers beneath molded together, and then we get a single trigger finger hand that is separate. The thumb, as with all of them, and the wing kits and the X kits and the G Gundam kits, is non-movable. So like I've said before, this is kind of like the precursor of those hands. Then we also have a little bit of movement on the wings, as you have already seen. And one of the unfortunate things of this kit is there's really nothing holding this wing back. It's loose as all hell, and this might just be the loosest part I have ever had straight out of the box. So as you've seen, these wings go up and down a little bit, and this one even has a little bit of flapping movability. Fantastic. And the waist turns around all the way. Front skirts, as always, molded separately. They go up nicely like so. Leg goes forwards 90 degrees, backwards also significantly thanks to the design of the back skirt. As you can see, it's a very thin back skirt, so if you move the legs outwards only a little bit, it goes literally as far back as it goes forwards. And the mobility is even enhanced because you get a really far backwards and forwards movement of the waist. And that is really, really surprising for a kit this old. And it can really help with some dynamic poses. The front side skirts go out about that far. The legs, whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Put that back in there, there we go. So they go out about that far until they pop off. They're on ball joints, so also a little bit side to side. The knees, for once, or no, for twice, because the F91 also did, but it's double jointed. Unfortunately, the top joint, not quite as much. The lower joint does almost all the moving, so we get a bit more than 90 degrees. Or as you could say, the lower joint moves 90 degrees, the upper joint does the rest. Going down, we have this little flap here. It goes a little bit up and down to give the feet a bit more force movement. Go backwards about that far. Side to side movement. Will turn around a little bit, but mainly to the inside seams, not as much to the outside. And that's all for the articulation. And now let's have a look at what accessories we get. And unfortunately, the accessories, well, we don't get a whole lot of them. We get the old beam rifle, goes in hand, but there is a really cool feature about this beam rifle. There's a little peg here, and there also happens to be a hole here. The oddest thing about this is there is no mention of this anywhere on either the box or the manual. And I've noticed that with some kits that they have like hidden things. Either they come with a few extra parts that you can do some modifications, or they do something that is obviously meant to be a feature of the kit, like how the old Hyzac parts for those cannons, like with the Zeta Gundam weapon set, those extra missile parts you get are a perfect fit on the modern Hyzac kit. Once again, with this, they wouldn't just happen to put this in there. So why isn't it in the manual or on the box? As a result, this beam rifle, of course, isn't going anywhere. It's in there really secure, and I find it extremely surprising that they didn't keep this feature for the Wing Gundam or the Wing Gundam Zero, because they obviously have giant problems holding their beam rifle, their Buster rifle, because those are giant things. And here they're adding a support function for a standard size beam rifle. But anyways, enough about this extra feature. Let's talk a little bit more about the beam rifle itself, because it has a movable handle. But of course, if you want to get it to hold it with both hands, yeah, you can kinda pull it off. Kinda, yeah, that's probably not gonna look fantastic. And you're gonna have to fiddle around with it, but hey, if you want to have the stock out, you can kind of pull it off. Now I just gotta put this back in there. That was the first accessory, and now we're already at the final accessory. But since this is an F91 kit, you should be able to guess what's coming. A very nice, clear beam shield. You also get an extra shield emitter, so you have to take this one off and replace it with this one. And what's always really good for an F91 kit is if it can actually hold the beam shield in a convincing way. And even just standing there like this, it does look rather natural. And of course, because we have the rotation above the elbow, you can just turn it like this and it looks really, really awesome. So unfortunately, we're not getting anything else. No beam sabers, be it solid or translucent. But in a way, this is all we need, really. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Well, at 1,000 yen retail price, this is the second most expensive F91 kit, right after the F91 itself, but it's definitely a good buy. When you look at the proportions, which for me is definitely one of the most important things when it comes to old kits, they are really absolutely spot on. Kit looks really nice, as it should. And then colors, well, we have a really nice silver for the entire model kit. It could do with a little bit of paint here and there, some purple, some black, but straight out of the box, it looks good enough to just display. And accessories, yeah, it's a little bit... we could have done with an extra beam saber, be it a solid beam or a clear beam, but yeah, like I said previously in the review, we still get the very nice clear beam shield, we get the beam rifle, and in a way, I guess that is kinda enough. So yeah, you could always buy some extra beam sabers from Kotobukiya or something. And then articulation, this is about what you'd expect from an F91 kit. It's nothing bad, nothing superb. It's just some nice solid articulation like you'd expect from an old F91 kit. Of course, with the notable exception being the wing that is very, very floppy. And seeing as how the other wing is exactly as it should be, I guess this is... all depends on luck and how your kit will be. Maybe both wings are extremely floppy, maybe both wings are just fine. You'll just have to rely a bit on your own luck. But overall, for 1,000 yen, I could definitely recommend it. If you like this mobile suit, absolutely go for it if you can find it for 1,000 yen. It's definitely a lot better than the other F91 model kit that also retails for 1,000 yen. I will not mention its name. Then for some size comparisons, we have the heavy gun and the F91. And as you can see, it's also a very big F91 kit. So part of the price, of course, is in the amount of plastic this guy uses. And when you compare him to the heavy gun, this in some ways is the biggest F91 model kit out there. Because when you look at the Mohawks, the Vigna Ghina is a little a little bit bigger, but when you include the heavy gun's antennas, the heavy gun is a tad bigger. So it really all depends on how you look at it. And especially for the crossbow and Vanguard mobile suits, the Vigna Ghina is really big. And oh yeah, you might think that this beam rifle is just recycled from this one, but as you can see, there are some small subtle changes. And this just looks a little bit more refined than this, and this beam rifle of course doesn't come with the peg to attach it to the arm. And finally, because I find it funny, here is size comparison with the gun tank, and also putting it next to a standard size mobile suit such as the gym, and you see that even though it's a small mobile suit, it's not as kind of ridiculously small as the other F91 kits. So that's all for this review, and see you guys next time.